Hi, everybody. Welcome to this webinar on bookkeeping for cake businesses training. My name is Rotimi Cake Lady, and I'm so glad you are here. So in this webinar, if you want to ask any questions, all you have to do, there's a chat box at the right-hand side. So you can ask me any questions, or you can just email me after. So let's get to it. So what's this training about? So it's time to learn about some bookkeeping basic. You may be avoiding this for a long time, but it's easier than you think. I know as bakers, most times we do not really have a head for figures. We prefer to spend our time looking at cake pictures and trying out different recipes rather than tracking our receipts, remembering the cost of things we have bought, and having to put all those expenses in a book. However, you need to realize that you need to establish a record keeping habit and process if you want to succeed in your cake business and in order for it to sustain. You should really learn the very basics of bookkeeping, and so that you won't feel you are a victim of your business. Now, so in this training, I will reveal to you bookkeeping and accounting systems you should have in place to have a sustainable business. I want to make this training as easy as possible, because once you have a handle of the basic accounting basics, your business won't be running you. You'll be running your business. So who I am. So before we start, who I am. Well, I'm Rotimi Cake Lady. I'm a mom of 2 girls. If in case we're meeting for the first time, I qualified as a lawyer many years ago, and I've been practicing, and I practiced for a lawyer for over 10 years. After a while, I became really dissatisfied with my job. I hated the long hours and being away from my kids. And I've always had a passion for baking. I always loved to bake, but I never really thought I would make a living for it. I used to bake for family and friends, and they used to tell me that I should be selling my cakes, but I never took it seriously. But when I realized that my salary could not be sustained as being a lawyer, I decided to start selling cakes, selling my cakes on a part-time basis. Eventually, I made some money. I was able to resign from my job, and I went into full-time baking. So there has been a lot of ups and downs in my business, and I went through a lot of learning curves. I had to learn a lot, and I made a lot of mistakes, but I still love it. And while baking, I found out that after baking for a number of years, I found out that at least I had a wealth of knowledge to help cake business owners, teach them what they need to do to have a successful cake business industry. So I now became a cake business coach, and I've been successful from that. So as a cake business coach, I run the Cake Business Owners Club, where I teach bakers through online courses how to have a profitable and successful cake business. I have a passion for helping women, bakers who have a passion for baking, transition from hobby cake makers to successful and profitable cake business owners. I also help cake business owners who have been struggling in their cake business. Maybe they don't have customers, or they have low orders, or they have pricing issues. And I help them with strategies to enable them get more customers so they can make more money. I love cakes, and I love business, and I love making money, and I'm sure you do too. So let's get on with the training. So today we're going to learn about 3 important things about counting. I'm going to show you 3 things you should start doing so that you are on top of your finances. In section 2, I'm going to tell you what accounting books you need for your cake business. And in section 3, I'm going to reveal to you software to make your bookkeeping much easier. So let's get to it. So let's get started with this training. As I said before, this section 1, I'm going to tell you things you should start doing so that you are on top of your finances. So bookkeeping tasks isn't something you should ignore in your business. If you have been doing that, please, from today, you have to be keeping on top of your finances. You might not want to do, but you have to start developing the habit of being on top of your finances. You might say, oh, I'll get an accountant. Yes, getting an accountant is good. If you can afford one, that is great. But do you really want another person, knowing more about your business and money that you make than you? I think not. Plus, anyway, that person can make mistakes. So even if, yes, you have an accountant or a relations accountant who's looking after your books and looking over your books, that's great. But you should also have the ability to check those books so you can understand what is being said, what is being represented, instead of it just being Greek to you. Sometimes, especially before, years ago, once I see accounts, my mind will just go blank. I won't know what it is. But we have to realize that this is the money I'm making for my business. I have to know what all these things, cash flow, balance sheet, and all that things means. So let's say you're a one-woman cake business owner. So I've put together a list of the most important things you need to do each month to keep on top of your finances. And this is what I do. So number one standard rule, you have to have a separate business account. You should not mix your personal account with money earned from your business. It is vital to keep your personal finances and business finances separate. You can easily open a business account with any bank as long as you have a registered incorporated business. In any case, most people always prefer to pay money in a business account, like maybe Clara Bakes Limited, than Clara Ushinkoya's account. They will rather pay to a business account than a personal account. This will build more trust and will make you appear more professional. More on having a separate bank account. It's very important. Open a separate bank account for your business. Do not pay. And also, once you have a separate bank account, do not pay your personal expenses out of your business account. If you need money from your business account for your personal needs, write yourself a check or transfer the money into your personal bank account. Now, so that means you are owing your business. It's a loan. So in accounting, this is known as owner's equity, and is reflected in the balance sheet. So you should not see your business account as your personal account. It is your business account. And if you need to borrow money from your business account to fund your personal account, it is a loan, and you should pay back that loan back to your business. Number two, use your business ATM card or checkbook to make your purchases. Now, once you have a business bank account, your bank will give you an ATM card and or a checkbook. And usually you have to request for this. I know that this may not always be possible, but try and always use your business ATM card to make your purchases for your business, because this is very vital for your record keeping. If you use cash, well, yes, you can use card, but no, if we use cash, it can be confusing because we as humans tend to forget what we use the money for. So let's say you withdrew 20,000 naira with the intention from your business account, with intention to buy cake ingredients. You went to the market, you bought some cake ingredients. Oh, one day you remembered, oh, you need to buy rice, you need to buy oil, you need to buy pepper, and so on. I mean, we're women, we do this. You say, oh, okay. You will say, okay, when I get home, I'll remember what I bought, but by the time you get home, other things will come. Maybe the security will say, oh, you need to buy NEPA card, or you have to buy water. Then you have to cook and get the kids ready for bed. So by the time you remember, that you have to write down what you bought, you are tired, and most likely you would have forgotten how much was for each item, even forgotten all the extra things you bought while you got home, and you realize that, okay, what happened to the 20,000 naira, and you are not able to account for it. So this 20,000 naira is not accounted for because you can't accurately state the amount you spent on things, because you spent it on some business things for your business, and you spent also some personal things, and you did not even collect receipts, so there's no record of what you bought those things, of how you spend the money. So henceforth now, so start as much as possible to pay with your ATM card, because you can easily look at your account statement, your bank statement, to see where the money went and how much and where you spent it and for what. And if you have to pay by cash, because I know we have to be realistic in this country, sometimes POSs don't work, and there are some places where they don't take ATMs. You have to pay by cash. Make a note immediately. Go with a notebook and write down immediately, because you forget. You say, oh, when I get to the car, right? You forget. As soon as you pay for something, you can just write it down immediately, how much, what you bought, and where you bought it, and the dates. Third thing you should do is that you should keep all your receipts. Anything you're buying for your business, you should keep the receipts. You should henceforth start keeping all the receipts of all your transactions. When you're shopping for ingredients, anything relating to your business, you should keep the receipts. Don't mix up your personal shopping, as I said before, with your business shopping. And look, I know as women, as we're going to the market or supermarkets with the intention of like buying things to make our cakes, but you remember that you need a personal ingredients and you need to buy oil for the house. You use the same card to buy both house items. That should not be so. You should not do it. Use your business ATM to pay for the flour or whatever cake ingredients you want to buy, and always ask for receipts. In the market, I mean, even Balogun market, you can ask the sellers for a receipt, they will give it to you. Even, okay, let's say they don't have a receipt. Let them just write on a piece of paper the items you bought, the date, and the amount received. More on keeping your receipts. And when you have this receipt, don't just keep them crumpled and jumbled up in your bag. As soon as you get home, you should remove those receipts and put it in a folder or file which is created for this purpose. And you can label the folder receipts and just put it in the folder. Now, this will help you keep track of what you are spending on your business. And I'll tell you why later on this webinar, why you need these receipts. Let's go on to number 4. You need to keep a record of all income received. In addition to keeping a receipt, in addition to keeping a record of all what you're spending on your business, that is your receipts, you should also have a record of what is coming in. That is your income, what you're making. That is payments, people that are paying for your cakes. For instance, when you give a quote for your cakes, do you issue an invoice, or you just tell them an amount and they pay to you, and then they pay it to you in cash or in the bank? No, it should not be like that. You should have some sort of record. As soon as you get an order, send an invoice to the customer right away. An invoice is a good idea because it details the cake you will be doing, the date of delivery, date of payment, bank details, and so on. So it's a good record to have, not only for you, but for your customers. And you don't have to, it's not a complicated thing to create an invoice. There are various software which I'll show you in order you can create a template for your invoice and receipts. And I will show you this where you can put your logo and how you want it to be. And you have to keep a record. And once you have this invoice, all you have to do is just print it out or have a folder in your computer where you keep a record of every invoice you get. It's much better for you to print it out. And so you just keep a separate folder for that. And with that invoice, you should also accompany every invoice with a copy of the receipt, because an invoice is like having a quotation to say that, okay, this is what you owe me. And then once they have that payment, you should give them a receipt. They should give them a physical receipt and send it to them by email. And you should print that out, and and that should go accompany the invoice. And you should also put that in a separate folder. Number 5, you should have a sales goal. Now, I love this because every month, take some time out and write down how much sales you want to do. How many orders do you need and how much do you want to make that month? So let's say you want to make like 100,000 profit at the end of, April this month or any month. That means you have to sell about, let's say, 150,000 worth of cakes. So you need to calculate how many cakes you have to sell to make that target of 150,000. So let's say your best-selling cakes range from 5,000 to 20,000. You need to sell like 7 of your 20,000 cakes in a month, or 30 of your 5,000 cakes, or a combination or a mixture of both. I mean, you get the general idea. Once you have a goal, you can now work towards that goal. Having a goal makes you have something to work towards in. So if you know you have to sell 10 cakes this month to make 150,000, then you'll be able to market to your target customers and look for creative ways so that you can market to your customers and so you can make that sales goal. Number 6, you need to do a monthly check on your business bank statements. Now, this is very important, and sometimes we miss this out each month. And all these things I'm telling you, is not something that you have to do every week. It's just a monthly. Just take a few hours or even an hour or 2 hours in a month and get this done. When you're running a business, every transaction must be accounted for so you can see exactly where the money is going. If you do not know where your money is going, how will you know whether you're making a profit or loss? Money that's accounted for is money that can be used to reinvest in your business. Plus, if you have other people who have access to your business account, you doing a monthly check on your bank statements is the safest way to make sure that you're the only one spending that money. So I'm going to pause here for a moment for any questions, and then I will see you Um,